How's it going, everyone? Today we're going to work on getting our last two displays fixed up. We got the sound working. All of our sound works. Everything on our MPU works. Everything on our playing field works. The only thing we're down to now is to fix those last two bottom displays. And what we're going to be using today is, we got these in, Wolffpac Tech. These are the ones I keep calling these DIYs, for the simple fact is, you have to do it yourself. You have to put them together all yourself. Then we got two kits here, one for each display. We have our digitals, our LCDs, and I did order blue, but those sure look green. Hope they turn blue. If not, we're going to have a couple funky colors. And we have our boards. So to put these together, they're not that hard. You can download the instructions off of Wolffpac Tech site, and they tell you right here, they show you where everything goes and kind of mark everything out, like our IC marked max 5033 goes in U1, and you find your U1, and there's U1, and that's where your little chip goes. Your notch is already showing, so your notch goes up. And it's pretty much the same all the way through this kit. It's just a matter of putting it together. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put a couple of these together and get our displays working. And hopefully we'll be pretty close to being done with our dragon. So let me get you set up over at the bench at the soldering station, and we'll start putting these together. We're going to make this simple. Okay, number one, we got our circuit board. So the first component we're going to put in is in U1, and that's a little IC. It's an 8-leg IC. You can see I have all my craps all laid out over here. Here's our ICs are in this little bitty tube. Set him. Just move it down a little bit. See, and that one. Here's our little 8. And this is a 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's a 20. That's probably a 22 or 24. And it goes right in here in U1. And you can see the little notch at the top, and there's the little notch right there. So our little chip's our IC's gonna go right in there with the little, him pointing towards the top. Don't force it in, or you're gonna bend a pin like I just did. That's why sockets are so much easier. And there we are. Now we're ready to solder him in. Now I know most of you probably think that I never use any soldering paste, but I do. I use paste on wires and terminals and stuff like that, and when I'm working on circuit boards I use this Kester 951 no clean flux. This stuff you can put this on, and then you don't have to clean, you don't have a mess to clean up afterwards. You don't have to take alcohol. You get everything fluxed up here, and you don't have to worry about it. You can just go ahead and get all your components put in. When you're using traditional flux on circuit boards, you should clean it up afterwards. If you get a lot on there, you should. I'm not going to tell you you don't have to, because a lot of people will tell you that you have to, because sometimes that flux will conduct electricity across two terminals. Alright, next is the IC U2, which is our big one. U2 goes right down here, notch, notch. Just be patient. And it'll go in. Just have to be patient with it. I just push them terminals over just a little bit so our chip will stay in place where we want it. Alright, next is U3, and that'll be our, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's a 20 pin chip, which goes right here in U3. Make sure you got your notch right. Same one. I'm getting too big of a hurry here. Spread them out just a little bit. Just checking, making sure I got the notch in the right position. Get rid of the Klingons. The flux I buy, usually I buy it on eBay. Sounds like I got company. As soon as I get this done, that chip all soldered in, I had to take care of some business. Now, next on our list are these capacitors, the 0.1 UF marked 104. Now our circuit board's done. Now we have to put our displays in. Okay, we'll take one of our displays. You can see there's 5 and what's it, 2, 4, 6, 7. So they're pretty easy to figure out. You know, there's only 5 and 7, so that's where they're going to go. Now the tricky part is getting them in. Just take your time. Nope. I'm going to have to set that display up on something like so, and you've seen me do this before. What I will do is clean the booger off of my soldering gun first. Is I'm going to do this corner here and this corner here. Now I'm going to put pressure on my display a little bit and reheat those 2 pins, and it'll suck it. You can push it right down onto the board. Now it's just a matter of soldering all of our little leads, all of our little pins. There's one. Take our second one. Same thing, just do 2 corners. Do this top corner here, bottom corner here. A little pressure. You can hear it snap up. That's that. Now we need our little foam. Okay, we can put these on here. Now I'll do the same with the other one, and then we'll put them in and see what we end up with. Okay, both of them are done, and I put them in. I just stuck them in the bottom for right now, so we can make sure that they both work before we start swapping everything out. So we'll turn it on. And, well, you can see 4 displays working. I don't know what the heck's going on. Our last digit's a little goofy, but 3rd one. We got a dead dead cell there, dead digit. Now don't be going and dropping little butt nuggets down your pant leg because you think you screwed up or that they sent you a bad display. Before you start doing all of that, let's work the problem. There could be, first, pull it off, check your work. Make sure you got everything soldered in. And then next thing we're going to do, I went over that before I brought it over and put it in. Everything's good on it. Now what we need to do is let's test it in another slot and see what the hell's going on and see if it works. Let's move that one up to the number 1 and see if it works up there or if we still have a dead digit. And then we can start working over the board some more. And always turn the power off when you're messing with displays. Do not try and plug these in or unplug them while the machine is on. You will do damage to your MPU or your CPU. Now on these displays, I haven't shoved them all the way down. Well, yeah, number 1 I did. Because I think I thought that one I was going to leave there. Okay, now we know all of number 1 is working. All the digits on number 1 are working. And we're going to move that one up to here anyway. As you can see, I just kind of have them just sitting on there. Because you have to pull them off to do something. Same thing when you go to put this one on. Don't push it all the way down on the pins, just kind of push it on there a little bit so it stays in position. And put number 1 down here. And see what happens. Turn her on. And see, number 3 is still out. But now it's lit down below. See that one? Number 3 is working, but we still have a dead digit on that one. So now I'm going to take that one back off and I'm going to go over my work and make sure I got everything soldered down really well. And like I said, make sure you turn the machine off before you start pulling those displays off. All I did was I went back and I just resoldered. I just touched every one of my solder points again and putting just a touch of solder on them to just make sure I have everything soldered good. And now we'll try it again. And we still have a digit dead. Okay. I'm not sure if it's the display or not. Just for the hell of it, I'm gonna move the number 1 over to number 2 and bring up 4. I'm gonna mix them around here a little bit and see what happens. Okay, let me see. back you out just a little bit. There we go. Alright, what I did was I brought the old display down from number 2, took the new display here that was working with all 6 digits, put it in number 1, and moved number 1 over to 2. Just to see what, if something else, just to see what we come up with. Okay, now see, that was the number 1, and now it's working. But I still, number 3 is dead again on number 1. But yet that one was working because it was down there. So now we have a problem with a line coming into our displays. It's not our displays. Our displays are working perfect. We have a bad connection or something coming in for this number 3 that it doesn't want to work on every one of them. So I'm going to see if I can't chase that down and see what number 3 wire and where it goes to on the MPU, and see if I need to change a pin or something like that. If I find anything, I'll bring you back and I'll show you what's going on and what I have to do. Oh, and if I didn't say it correctly, when this display over here was in the number 1, the number 3 digit wasn't working. I moved that one over, and now you can see the number 3 digit is working, so it is not our displays, it's something else. So that's why I said, you know, if you have a 1 digit that's not working, you know, don't be dumping it in your drawers thinking that you did something wrong, or they sent you a bad display. See, it's not our displays, it's on the inside, because that last digit is just, it's goofy. It looks, I don't know, like half an E or something. So I'm going to take a look at my connections inside on the MPU for my displays and see if I can't figure something out there. We definitely have a gremlin in our machine. Okay, this is what's going on now. You can see our 4th digit is out on 1 and 2. Now, if I move one of these displays over to this side, 4th display will come on. If I put the old one over here, the 4th display works. If I put the 2 new ones in 2 and 4, the 4th digit lights and works fine. You put the 2 old ones over in 1 and 3, and all the digits work fine. But we don't want to do that. We want the 2 new displays in 1 and 2. So what's the common problem here, or common what's common about these? Okay, 1 and 3, which is our 1A4J1 and 3A4J1. 4th digit is orange. 4th digit is orange. That's our common wire for 1 and 3. 2 and 4 is orange and white. Okay, well, what's common about those 2 wires? Where do they go? Just so happens I have another System 1 board laying out here. Both those orange wires come down to a 7408 chip. This bottom chip right here in our machine. There's our orange wire coming in, and here's the 7408. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that 7408 out of this board and see if we can't get our fourth digit working on our new displays. And the number 1 digit, this is only on the high score, is kind of funky. It looks like a part of a 6. Well, you can't get, you know, any numbers on the number 1 display. And also the number 1 digit is what it all has in common is that same 7408 chip. So I'm going to change out that 7408 and see if we can't get our fourth digit to light and see if we can clear up the number 1 digit on our high score. Well, folks, I finally figured it out. See, we have the 2 new ones in 1 and 2, and the 2 old ones in 3 and 4. You can see we got our 1000 digit back. Now, what I had to do to get it back was, if you remember, I was gonna, well, you don't have to remember, it was just only a second ago, that I kind of narrowed it down to this 7408. Well, I changed it out and I had the same thing. So I went to one of the forums and looked it up, and somebody else had the same problem where 1 and 3 you were missing your 1000 digit. And what they told me it was, or what I read it was this one right here, this 7408. That's the Z23 on a schematic. And I changed it out and got it back and cleared up that funky 0 at the end of our high score. And what I did, instead of having that remote battery pack, is I just went ahead and put a button battery in. And that took care of that too. Now we don't have that hanging around and trying to mount it somewhere and still leaking or whatever when, if somebody doesn't change the battery. And the button battery won't go ignorant on you, and come on. So while I was screwing around with that, I got out this other MPU as well, and this is the one that I had tried that the out-hole coil was locked on. It's kind of weird. Little history. This machine came with, where the hell is it at? This machine came with this driver board in it. You can see this driver. This is the out hole. It is burnt up. And dang near burnt all the way through. And our bumper coil, or I think this is the bumper transistor if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but you can see it got really warm, and so did this one. This is one of the switches. Well, this MPU had a problem with, as soon as you turned it on, the out hole kicked and stayed on and wouldn't kick off. Had a little sticker on it right here that said acid damage. Okay, well, I rooted around. Here was we had a bad trace here all the way across. I drilled a hole, went through and soldered it to the bottom. Come across and put it there. And put it in, same thing. Out-hole coil was stuck on. Okay. So I came over to our schematics, and lo and behold, here's our out-hole. Moves all the way through a resistor, transistor, and another resistor, and then hooks into U4. U4 is this one right here, which is that one. But I'm looking at this. Okay, this is where'd it go? Okay, here's our out hole. So solenoids, out hole, kicker, chimes, 6, 7, and 8, which I didn't figure out what those ones were for, but that didn't help our purpose anyway. And I come over here, and here's where I kind of figured out out hole switch input. I figured it could have been either the U3 or the U4, which is U3, U4. And I got to thinking about it. Well, if it's a out-hole switch input, I'm thinking maybe our U3 has a permanent short in it and it's kicking on our out-hole. So I went ahead and changed the spider chip with a good one. And lo and behold, that took care of it. So now this board is working as well. This is a good board. We can use this in another System 1 if we need to. I got a Dragon chip in it, but we can use this in another System 1 board, or System 1 pinball machine. Damn, get it straight. So that's what I found out, and I ended up actually fixing 2 boards. Figured while I was sitting down working on the one for here, I might as well. I had a real good one here that didn't have a whole lot of acid damage, and the battery was good. So I just went ahead and pissed around with it and figured out a few things that was wrong with this one and fixed it. So now we have 2 of them. We have this one in here and we have a backup, which is good. And I got a couple other ones over there that I may work on, since I have this machine sitting here. I have one sitting over there that you can see I have my battery pack on. That one, as soon as you turn it on, you get a siren and the knocker coil stays on. So I'll root on that one and see if I can't figure out what the hell is wrong with that one too. And it could very well be this U4, because here's our knocker and our chimes. So our U4 may have puked and we need to change it. And our U4 is, like I said, this one. So I'll probably go ahead and change the U4 in that one, that spider chip, and see if I can produce a third good board. And I have one other one that is definitely has some possibilities. But out of that stack of boards that I have over there, these 2 are the best. So enough of my rambling on. So we have totally finished our Dragon. The only thing I cannot find anywhere is if this has a track mode. I cannot find it anywhere. So I'm thinking, maybe the Dragon, this pinball machine doesn't have a track mode. Who knows? Because this board works, no attract mode. That board works, no attract mode. There's a shit, I want to keep calling it a voltage regulator. One of these little dudes down in the bottom. And it tells you that's where your track mode starts, with your 8 volt slow blow fuse. Goes to the voltage hem, and then heads up to your MPU, and that's what powers the MPU for a track mode. Well, I am good down below. Fuse is good, and that little shithead's good. So I'm not sure if we have a track mode on Dragon or not. Be nice if we did, but if we don't, that's fine with me too. Alright, so if you like the video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, leave me a comment. If you know if the Dragon has a track mode, damn it, let me know. And then I can start hunting down and see if I can figure out what the hell's wrong with the track mode. But besides the track mode, if there is one, our Dragon is finished. In the next episode, I will do a little gameplay and we'll run over everything that I have done with this for people that are just picking this up at the end. And I've been playing the hell out of this machine, and definitely I like it. People say it's kind of a dull machine. Yeah, well, there's not that much going on it, but it's still a fun machine to play. So until next time, our Dragon and me, see ya.